Here are hidden mistakes everyone ignored in Bluey. Bluey leaves everyone mesmerized by its awesome storytelling, so it's easy to ignore some of the mistakes happening on the screen. So, we put our detective hats on and found some errors that everyone ignored. For example, in the episode Spy Game, we noticed not only one, but 3 different errors. When Bluey and Mackenzie go off on the screen to get some hair for the potion they're making, we see Honey and Chloe standing still and smiling for a frame. But then suddenly, without any transition, they both switch their positions to looking out, and Honey shouting out the new password. Did the editors forget to animate them?
Let's go, Mackenzie! New password is, Diplodocus!
Secondly, when Bandit brings Bingo to the restroom, we see Bandit concerned that his sausages may burn. Then, the scene cuts to the children trying to control the adults with their game, and we see Bandit at the barbecue and the grown-ups around it. The scene then returns to Bandit and Bingo waiting in the restroom block. Does Bandit secretly know how to teleport or something? Thirdly, as Bingo does her magic and make the adults go crazy in her own words,
Go crazy!
there's a fire and everyone gets panicked. Chili then grabs a drink to pour it onto the fire to put it out. But did you notice something weird in the scene? As she turns to grab the bottle, the brown patch that covers her right eye for a frame goes over to her left. Some seriously spooky stuff happening for sure. In the Bluey Minisode's drums, Mom, Bluey, and Bingo visit a music shop so that Mom can ask about violin lessons for Bingo. In the scene where Bingo is playing a drum, if you zoom in into the back where Bluey and Chili are standing and pay close attention, you'll see that for a frame, Bluey is flying? Her feet are not touching the ground at all. And that's not all. You can see that Bluey's foot is very out of proportions. Where did Bluey learn how to do this? In the episode Asparagus, in one scene, as Chili and Bingo are hilariously dragging Pat into the tall grass by his ankles, Bingo's hand briefly clips through Pat's ankle for just a frame. Blink, and you'll miss it. And then when Bandit strikes his best peacock tail pose to show off to Chili and Bingo, there's a quick animation glitch where the black patch of fur on his back magically shifts to his chest for a split second. And here's a funny one. During a moment of parenting wisdom, Bandit explains to Bluey that they need manners because they are not animals, completely forgetting that, technically, they're all dogs. Little errors like these are so much fun to spot. I bet you didn't notice this at all.
Well, I guess it's nothing. Oh, Mrs. Hilla! Oh, I don't know about this.
Bunny! What do you want, Gregor? Get back in the house, you two. Sorry, Lucky Stan.
No worries, Bluey.
If you're a true Bluey fan and have been watching since the beginning, then you would know that since the start, Bluey and Bingo shared a room and each sister had their own bed. One small but meaningful detail we noticed was that Bluey's bed had an uppercase B carved out in front of it, as she's the older sister, and Bingo's bed had a lowercase b. But stick with me here. In the episode The Weekend, as the parents put the girls to bed, we noticed a strange thing. Near the end, we see the B on Bingo's bed somehow change from a lowercase b to an uppercase B. And this isn't the only episode where this happens. In the episode Zoo, when Bingo visits the blue baboon at the end of the episode, the lowercase b at the foot of her bed again becomes an uppercase B. Did the animator slip up, or did Bingo steal Bluey's bed? I guess we'll never know, huh? In the episode Barbecue, something unusual happens with socks. Everyone hurries to witness the amusing scene when Bingo opens the door too wide and unintentionally splashes water everywhere.
I'll fill up my jar. I'll just put this down here.
But if you pay close attention to Socks, you'll notice something peculiar. When Socks is running to the scene, take a look at her snout. Her body is facing forwards, but her nose is pointing backwards. Really weird, I'm not gonna lie. And unfortunately, that's not the end of it. When she gets near the fence, we see an even more detailed and scary face from before. I think I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
Now, I go to sit in my relaxer chair and relax.
Out of the way, salads.
Oh, looks good, Bandit.
Why, thank you. Thank you very much.
Isn't anyone I'm going to mention the salads.
The episode Bob Bilby has its fair share of blink and you'll miss it moments. At the start, Bentley and Missy open the kindy doors to let the parents in, but in the very next shot, they're already seated with their classmates. How did they teleport? Later on, outside the supermarket, a discolored maroon stripe is spotted standing with Trixie in the background while they watch the televisions. But by the fireworks scene, their colors are back to normal. Definitely a mistake you didn't notice before.
I took Bob Bilby home when I was a kindy.
Do you remember that, Bingo?
Yeah, I think so. Bob stays with us for the weekend, and we take photos of all the fun stuff we get up to, and then we stick them in the Bob Bilby book.
When Chili takes a photo on her phone, the flash mysteriously appears even on the selfie camera, where it wouldn't serve any purpose. Bob Bilby makes an appearance too, riding a bike with Bingo, but Bingo's dark orange fur is oddly missing from her face. And speaking of Trixie, her spots and lining suddenly change mid-conversation with Stripe. How did all these quirks slip by the editors? I am surprised. The episode Hotel sneaks in a few fascinating details for the sharp-eyed viewer. In the family photo hanging over Bandit and Chili's bed, Chili is shown with her older character design from the 2017 pilot, where the brown patch around her eye extends down to her cheek. Talk about a blast from the past. While Bandit is walking up the stairs to the hotel entrance, a picture of Bluey appears on the right, but in the very next shot, it magically transforms into a photo of a tennis ball on a beach. The hall scene features a photo of Chili and Bandit hiking, but it oddly appears twice, as if the hotel's decorator ran out of ideas. And during the news scene, Bingo's orange stripe on her head mysteriously vanishes for a few frames. I bet you didn't notice that one.
I might just fix that bell's volume. There, let's try again. That's better.
Now, let's get a little nerdy here. In the episode Horsey Ride, Muffin and Stripe walk up to the altar. Bandit's black facial markings disappear for a full second, making him looking unusually plain-faced.
Marry Galahop today. Sharks, the wedding has started. It's not working. Get them to say something. You may now say something.
The soldier crabs in the episode The Beach are acting a bit silly. Instead of walking forward like real soldier crabs do, these ones are scuttling sideways along the oceans like they are crabs in a dance-off or something.
Oh, hey, mate. Where are you going, little lady? Pinchy, Pinchy. Oh, the mermaid who got our crab legs. Where are you going, Pinchy? Okay, see you.
And when Bluey is copying Chili's paw prints after scaring off the seagulls, one of Chili's prints is missing. Poof, just gone. To make things even funnier, when Bluey jumps into the spot where the missing print should be, she doesn't leave her own paw print behind. It's like the footprints are playing hide and seek. In the episode Fairies, there are some pretty funny slip-ups when Bandit is dancing with Bingo in his arms. First, his black mask splits right in half while he's spinning. Though maybe that's just probably some extra dramatic dancing magic, right? Then, his nose looks like it's taking a little break and disconnecting. Plus, Bingo manages to somehow clip right through Bandit's snout and his black mask.
Ha! See? Nothing.
Bingo!
The fairies have frozen Bingo!
Because of you.
Curse you, fairies!
Well, you know what you have to do.
In the episode Sticky Gecko, after Chili checks out Bingo's not-so-clean teeth, the staircase seems to sneak off to the right, almost out of shot. Plus, the rope pair above Chili's head shifts slightly higher in the same scene. What's even funnier is that, while the staircase seems to move a little in almost every scene, this is the one time the drawing of Bluey and Bingo playing outside their house completely vanishes from view. Oh, and did you catch Bluey cuddling Floppy Bingo's toy? While this might seem a little mistake, it actually makes sense. Sometimes, kids just grab whatever's nearby, and maybe Bluey needed a snuggle after seeing her mom's reaction. Classic siblings move.
When did you clean them?
That's right.
Okay, go and clean your teeth.
Aww.
Come on, I'll time you. Ready, set, go!
Ah! Bingo, package. Ah!
And that wraps it up for mistakes in Bluey everyone ignored. But if you notice some of these goofs, let us know in the comments. you're definitely a true fan and you should watch some of our other awesome Bluey content. Click on any of the videos popping up on your screen, and we'll see you in the next video.